What's up, y'all? Allie here, Richard here. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to go hit that subscribe button to stay tapped in with Road Trippin' all season long. You don't want to miss what we have in store. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend. Road Trippin' is here. We're taking over.
Now stop blaming us for what Perk says.
Every big that plays with James Harden eats. They have career years. A la Clint Capella in Houston, Zubac last year, career year. And now watch what he's about to do with Jared Allen and when Evan Mobley returns. And Donovan Mitchell is even going to benefit from James Harden. Like, James Harden, okay, I'm going to say this. James Harden is a top 10, he's top 10, one of top 10 greatest offensive players to ever play the game of basketball. Top 10. Top 10. Changed the game. Like, he was Luka before Luka. He's a top 25 greatest player of all time already. That's with no championship. He is a top 25 greatest player of all time. I think we get caught up in, like, you know, the whole ring culture because he doesn't have a ring, or we may take one game or a few games of a game 7 where he may not have the best game or people call him a no-show, but forget about he has had some electrifying moments in the postseason. Now, I've been critical of James Harden, but I'm a realist at that. I'm a realist as well. Kobe Altman did his damn thing with this one. Like, real talk. And I said it before, I said it again. The Cavs has done more for Donovan Mitchell than what they did for LeBron James, as far as getting pieces around and making sure that they keep this man in, like, what? I'm lying?
I don't think he's lying.
Okay, I was about to say, because I'm like, yeah, you go and get DeAndre Hunter last year, right, to move the needle. You start the season, the only team in the second. You start the season.
I'm just saying, you were asking if they did more. It was more Cavs trade for Kevin Love and traded the number 1 pick than the free agents, Mike Miller, James Jones, you know, bringing in, like, players in the next year.
Okay,
Channing,
but
getting rid of Anderson Varejao to help the team. Remember, that was a big move.
Yeah,
you know, bringing the different players in. I'm just saying, before we starting this narrative that they have done more for Donovan, they gave LeBron James the best possible team that they could, given what they were going against and potentially in the Warriors. They did the best that they could. They gave away all of their picks. They did all of it. So the only thing I'm communicating is, like, before we start they gave, like, they're doing more for Donovan and LeBron, that's not the most accurate of statements.
It's, first of all, it's all opinionated. That's your opinion.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you your opinion. I'm just giving you a hold in your opinion.
That's your opinion. My opinion is that they fired a coach in J.B. Bickerstaff for Donovan Mitchell, because as soon as he got fired, he signed a contract extension.
What happened with David Blatt?
Hold on. You traded away a guy you drafted in the lottery in Darius Garland, right? A former all-star caliber player, all-NBA caliber player. You trade him away because those two couldn't coexist. So, like, no, it's moves that's been made for Donovan Mitchell. But back to what I'm saying. I'm going to end on this. If they don't make it to the Eastern Conference, this season is finals, Eastern Conference finals, it's a failure.
Last year was a failure when they didn't make it.
Oh, for sure.
Does Harden make the Cavs a contender?
Shit. Yes.
Yeah. Because if I watched a lot of that game in Arizona, Jared Allen got life in his lungs. He is moving. And I feel like he is playing the game now, knowing that he has a chance to catch the ball every single time down the floor with James Harden. And so now you're looking at his effort defensively is starting the energy, the way he's running, the way he's getting back. And I know it's just a small sample size, but, like, if Jared Allen is engaged, if Evan Mobley is engaged, and the ball is moving, defensively, I think that's one thing. Yes, James Harden isn't the best defensively, but then you look at Schroeder, came in, made some great plays. Keon, those kind of guys come in and are making plays to where now your stars can be stars in the fourth quarter. And when you have a true two guard like Donovan Mitchell, you don't really, I'm not going to say you don't need James Harden to be a scorer, but now he's like a pass away. He's not the dude having to do all this. Here you go, Donovan. I'm right here for a jumper. That's it. And then now I can play make. So to me, it allows everyone to play their natural position, and it engages your big men so that they are going to be even more focused on the defensive end, which is what they should be like known for, is a great defensive team.
Yeah. Anything else on that, Perk, before we move on?
Please, no.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Thank God.
All right, we're down to our final 10 minutes. Again, if you are in the chat, continue to hit that like button.
That's all we got left?
No, I said 10 minutes.
Well, yeah.
You guys do know that Kyrie was in Cleveland before Bron got there. So that doesn't necessarily.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
That's why I mentioned Kevin Love. He wasn't there. They traded that pick for Kevin, the Wiggins pick.
Yeah.
And then all of the things, like they ran out of assets. They were in the tax. They did all of the things they possibly could.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where I'm like, and even when we talked about when they realized that Blatt wasn't the coach, they let him go mid-season, like 40 games in when we were the number 1 seed, and they were like, we don't believe you to be that guy. Obviously, I believe David Blatt was a good coach, but obviously T. Lue has proven to be a great coach. Mm-hmm. And T. Lue started that journey, and there's not a person on this planet, on this chat, that would say T. Lue is not a great coach. And so when we talked about that, I just don't want to start this. His opinion is that they're doing more for Don than they did for Bron. I'm saying is that's, in my opinion, that's revisionist history. They did everything they could, given that they were going against a huge juggernaut on the other side in the Warriors.
Entitled to both in each of your opinions. All right, we're moving on.
The juggernaut wasn't formed
and we go
yet.
to the next topic.
Okay, but the juggernaut wasn't a juggernaut like when they put that team together. Nobody
It became
no. But I'm saying they didn't know that. They wasn't putting together a team because of the Warriors.
Okay, but stay with agree. Bron's first year, they won a championship. I'm with you. I'm saying Bron's first year they won a championship. They did not know, but you could see the juggernaut coming. The next year they started off 25-0. After they won a championship, they started off the next season 25-0. If you're looking at your opponent, you're like, this is what we need to do. Maybe we make a trade for Channing Frye in that second year because we need more. Maybe we need to make a trade for Channing Frye and get rid of Anders and Varejao and go further in the cap because we see this juggernaut. Oh, man, that's crazy.
No, you said you focused, you made an emphasis on Kevin Love. They did not.
No, I listed all of the things, including T. Lue.
Yes, you did. They did not go and get Kevin Love. The Kobe Altman, or not Kobe Altman, it was Griff at the time, did not make a call and say, oh, we're going to trade for Kevin Love because we're fucking worried about the Warriors. That was
my point is, you said that they are doing more. That trade for Kevin Love was to make Bron and him come back and that team better. Not to develop Andrew Wiggins. To get him out as a rookie, bring in Kevin Love. Then they go against the Warriors. They see a juggernaut. They see a juggernaut coming. Then you start the next season. You're like, we're fine. We need to retool. And then they look and see, those boys are 25-0. Uh-oh. Maybe we should trade for Channing Frye. Maybe we should do these things. Maybe all of these things were because of that.
We're almost at 500 likes.
And then they saw the juggernaut. Then the Warriors saw the juggernaut that the Cavs were building, and they were like, we need to go get Kevin Durant.
We need to get Channing Frye. Someone in the chat said y'all were losing Channing Frye until Rich said, we're going to trade Anderson Varejao and bring in Channing Frye.
It's true.
Channing stay.
Channing, speak up. Fuck, you know what I'm saying?
No, we're moving on.
If you need me to beat that Warriors team, brother, that is short oversight.
You were to help us get there. Ask Atlanta. You were to help us get there. At Indiana, Atlanta, you were to help us get there.
I'm going to give you 3 rounds.